started the timer. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Here's the Scenario. I am one of your hosts, Michael Shane Cannon. With me, as always,
Brendan Sagalow, as well as
Mike Feeney, and we're all back together, reunited. It's
back
been a
together. Yeah, I don't think we haven't done a show together in
person one all together, and
like 2 months.
yeah.
2
Maybe a
months.
month and a
That's
half.
crazy.
Well,
I think so.
a month and 4 days or whatever it is.
That's
at least.
wild.
Yeah.
Oh my
Look at
God.
us.
Yeah.
Look at us coming back together. So much. It's been so long that Brendan forgot he had to say his name.
Yeah.
He was just lounging.
I thought
and
you
I
were
looked
gonna
at him
say
and he
it.
goes, "Bleh."
I thought, yeah, no, it's
I
been
missed
so
this.
long. I forgot my name actually.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been plugging away. We've had some scheduling snafus, but
We
we're
sure
on the
have.
other side of it. It's
Yeah.
been some real hurtful comments of one of when we're missing, of people being like, "This is better than the show's ever
Yeah.
been."
Yeah, you
Never
guys
bring
love
Feeney
pitting
back.
us against each other.
Yeah.
Which I
What's up
guess
with that?
we've trained them to do, since
Sure.
that's what we spend our time doing, even on the show.
Would prefer a missed him in this
Missed
episode.
him?
Would have only added to this
Yeah.
great episode. Imagine if Feeney was there as well. That would have been great. But I'm assuming you'll get a healthy dose of that today with Jeremiah
for
as
sure.
well.
I've already gotten some really hard
Yeah.
messages that
Yeah.
I've had to look away from. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
I don't remember what we said, but I know we spent the majority of the top talking about you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I will not listen.
Funny. Me last week. But sometimes people just point you in the
Yeah,
direction. Or can
no,
you
they
believe
really
what they said about you?
timestamp Yeah, they really
Here,
timestamp
just
it.
click this link and it goes directly to the pain. It's like the opposite of a morphine drip. It's just a pain drip.
Yeah, nice little steady drip of pain.
Now that's not what this show is.
No, we do hypotheticals, some what ifs, would you rathers, marry, kills, all that fun stuff that you, the audience, the listenership, build. You are the ones that submit the questions. Patreon.com/scenariopod is where we get our preferential questiones from. Money talks. And then after that, we go into our Instagram DMs for whatever is left over. So keep submitting. Again, patreon.com/scenariopod. We got some announcements coming out about that during the midterm elections.
Yeah.
And of the podcast. And I say we just should we get into the
Let's
show?
get into this.
right
I do
into
want to
it.
ask just very quickly because I feel like we don't
Very
do-
briefly.
Very quickly. We don't ask this a lot. Nicole, how are you doing over there?
I'm doing great. I'm so glad everyone's back together.
People want more Nicole, and more
Yeah.
Nicole you shall get.
Yeah, we actually, I feel like we need, I know I've said this before, Nicole, but is there a way I can bring my webcam in from home and we can just connect it as a,
Yeah, just
as
get like an on top, pointing down, highly unflattering
not,
angle.
not very good, like
Just
HD.
straight at your forehead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do have enough cameras for that. I've just actively avoided doing that. I also
We
am
know.
afraid once people see me, the I simp for Nicole comments will stop.
Oh,
They know what you look
You've
like.
gotten a steady stream of self-esteem now. Do you feel like if anything even lowers a little bit, are you fucked?
Well, I actually, when I read them, it makes me feel like they're making fun of me. I don't actually believe them. So it's not like self-esteem.
You're one of
at
us.
all,
Welcome
yeah.
to our
That'll
lives.
keep you grounded.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do some scenarios.
Let's do some scenarios. So we do have some fun potential. Whatever, we'll get to it. All right. Patreon questions from Henry Dunn. Hey, here's a scenario, boys and Nicole. Here's I simp for Nicole. Here's this hashtag I simp for Nicole. Here's the scenario. The Earth has gone through a cataclysmic nuclear war and mutated all living humans into predators and prey. Who is predator and who is the prey? What kind of mutant human animal hybrid would you be and why?
Oh, that's cool.
What kind of mutant animal hybrid would I be?
Would I be like we get a choice for this?
What do you think? Like, so Toka and Razor from Ninja Turtles 2, one is wolf, one is turtle. They turned into a snapping turtle and one turned into a standing wolf because those were their, at base level characteristics. Using your genetic code and what you are made of as a human being, what do you think the mutation of a Brendan Sagalow and of a Michael T. Feeney would look like?
I mean, we got to know what Brendan's is.
I know what yours is. You are
What's mine?
Raccoon.
Oh, see, I was gonna say a fucking octopus that could fit through a lock.
That would be cool.
Like you ever see the octopuses? How there's like a small crack in like a box, and all of a sudden their entire body is outside of the cage.
That's
Yeah.
what you know Brendan
That's
for,
what I
for
would-
being able to wiggle into tiny places.
No, but if he mutated,
I think you guys are just adding animal DNA to this for no reason. I do understand the boneless thing. Like I feel like if I were
do
to
get why you look at me and see boneless.
yeah, like
Like
the
no
skin
structure?
skin would definitely take over. Like the the mayor or whoever from X-Men,
Senator.
the senator that
Yeah.
they make
Yeah, he's
a
mostly a liquid man.
mutant. Yeah, and he's able to slip through the walls of the prison and
Yeah.
stuff, and then he just walks on the beach and collapses into a puddle.
Yes, that's
That
you.
I could see happening to me. I know what you're going to say with Feeney, and I agree. Some sort of slippery thing. I feel like you'd stretch out more and look more ferret-like. You wouldn't have ferret DNA, but if we were to compare you to an animal, like we wouldn't go, oh, he's got ferret DNA. We would go, oh, he looks kind of like a ferret now.
I was gonna say without equating you to a rodent. I was gonna say Slender Man.
For
Okay.
sure.
Like full, just giant, long limbs that are just coming
like that.
at you. And
I like that. That's terrifying.
faceless.
Yeah.
Faceless, your clothes are shrunk.
my friend B-Tags has a recurring nightmare about Slender Man all the time. So I love this nightmare. It's like one of my favorites. The way he does it. He says he hears noises in the basement, and he kind of creeps to wherever the door is. It's all black. He opens the door, and there's just like that kind of like small crack of light to where you can't quite see the bottom of the stairs, but there's like a glimmer of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then out of nowhere, the Slender Man just goes like
Whoa.
out of the light, and then goes and starts running at the door, and he shuts the door, and then he just moments later opens it up back to see if he's there again. And it just does the same thing over and over. Just
I like getting scared in dreams. I like waking up like it makes you kind of feel alive. You're like, yes, yes, that felt so
I
good.
hate that so much.
You hate nightmares?
Yeah, I'm
I
just
think-
one of those.
Yeah.
Don't get mad at me.
It's not bad.
for my
Not mad.
for my preferential dream.
No, I'm not mad at you. I'm more bewildered at your bewilderment of my reaction to not like nightmares. I think that's a pretty ice cold take. Is that it's
Yeah, yeah.
like, yeah, I'm one of those guys. I don't think it's a hot take. I think you have a hot take.
Feels like, yeah, that is a pretty hot take. It feels like the closest I get to skydiving a little bit. It feels like like if I could choose to go into a nightmare when I sleep, I think I would always.
You can choose to go skydiving.
And have you ever gone skydiving?
Fuck that. I like waking up in my bed. It's like skydiving, but I'm in my bed and I get to wake up to my girlfriend being like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "I had a scary dream." And then she gives me a little.
Oh,
kiss.
you want to be
That's
comforted.
what you like.
Yeah.
You don't like the scary dream. You like the breastfeeding that follows.
The nursing.
Yeah. Brandon's like a baby
Thank
calf.
you, mama. Thank you, mama, girlfriend.
She slowly pets your head.
That does feel good.
It feels great.
It feels
Yeah.
good to get a slow pet from the girlfriend.
Do you actually? So you like the genuine genuine rush
Genitals?
from the thing? Because
Yeah.
I've had some pretty vivid scary dreams even recently. They're the only ones that can cut through the smog of weed. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's like normal dreams. I probably have them, but they just don't. They don't register. I don't remember them. They are what they are. But I do have these dreams every once in a while that we are living in some sort of dystopian camp, and there is a large hovering spacecraft above us that deploys like robotic tarantulas down
Whoa.
to stab us in the chest with their legs
Oh
and
my
also
God.
shoot missiles at people.
Was it like War of the Worlds?
Similar, yeah,
very
exactly.
similar. Yeah,
exactly.
that's-
And I've never seen that movie, but that's
The dream starts with directed by Michael Bay.
Yeah, with Tom Cruise. Now, I do notice two things. Because one, when I stopped smoking weed for like a month, I remembered every dream that I had. It was crazy, and I like
a
never.
month.
Yeah, I think it was about a month, maybe like 3 weeks.
That's wild.
But again, it was like I remembered every dream. I slept way better. I woke up not feeling like exhausted for the first 3 hours I was away. I was shocked, and then I went right back to smoking. But I will say the nightmare that I've had where it feels the most vivid anyway is like I'm in probably like a public setting of some sort of a way, and then there's like some sort of shooter or just some situation where I'm like in the crosshairs of like a shooter, and I
Yeah.
get shot where I feel like in like a non-lethal way. I get shot in like my shoulder or something where I'm like maybe running from it, and you're like trying to run, but you're just doing high knees, not gaining
Yeah.
any ground. And then I feel like the impact that throws me forward, and then I always have this thing of like pretend you're dead, and then I lay there and I have my eyes closed and I'm just kind of trying not to breathe, pretend like hoping that they'll just continue doing whatever they're doing and leave me to die or to think that I'm dead. And then I hear the footsteps walking up. I hear like the gun cock. I hear the bang. I don't feel it, but all of a sudden I feel like a very warm goo, almost as if I'm like bleeding out. Like I feel like that thing. Because I feel like that's kind of how it would work. If you get shot, like a lot of people say, like the second you get shot, you don't feel it right away because it's so much adrenaline. It's just, you just feel like all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm leaking. And then it gets hotter. So I have that thing of being like the last few seconds of my life, which, because, they say you can't die in your dreams because then you'll have like a heart attack and die in real life. So I think with that, it's kind of like this weird, like I don't see the bullet going into me. I just kind of like hear it. And then all of a sudden it's like a warm, like blood spreading, and then I'm like, holy fuck. And then I have that panic of being like, I should have fought. I shouldn't have been like, I shouldn't have, playing dead was a regret,
Yeah.
I have a theory that when you close your eyes in your dreams, all hell breaks loose. Like, I feel like that's when shit gets real fucked up. I told you about that dream that I had where my buddies, the McCoy brothers, they're all my friends, but they shot me in the head during a dream, and I felt the bullet in my forehead, and I laid down, pretended I was dead, and they just threw gasoline on my body and lit me on fire.
Play dead is not going to go according to...
Yeah. Oh, weird. They made sure.
Yeah. Which is, by the way, what I'm doing.
Yeah.
If I'm going on a rampage, you gotta be sure.
Everybody needs to be emptied. Like that, what is that thing that happened at Walmart, right? Where it was that guy, this is a real event, so it's also awful, but that guy went in and shot some of his coworkers who were apparently either bullies or he's mentally ill, probably all of the above, and he like continued to unload bullets into them, even though they were dead.
Yeah.
Very dead. It's like, that's a crime of passion. Like that's somebody who's angry at a specific person.
I was more thinking of like a John Wick thing where it's like bam, bam, like shot.
Oh, you don't want to compare it to something real and real?
No, I wanted to keep it light. But yeah, sorry about the tragedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't do it.
So
next question.
Let's hope that every question leads to some sort of school shooting or some sort of shooting of some
What would
sort.
my mutation be, though? We didn't even answer. I'd almost be like, I think my mutation would be I'd be too big to be effective. Like I'd just grow into some sort of giant that would be angry, but I can't even like smash a city. It's so small.
No, I
because
think
your hands are too small.
I think you'd be like a
That's the opposite of what I was saying.
God damn it! What's that animal that's
Back
like
to the animal?
Yeah, what's that genetic mutation animal that
Come up with something.
You're all your thumb. You just become your.
All right. Wow. Okay.
There you go. You don't think I had that cocked and ready, waiting for my turn?
Because
and then I walked up to Feeney and I fucking bang, 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 spray gas on you or whatever the fuck. Or whatever the fuck.
I do think I'm trying to think of that little animal that's like a hell-raising, like remember the one in Far Cry? Honey badger. Honey badger. That's where it is, where like it looks unassuming and it looks like it just complains about, the industry a lot. But actually, it, when pushed, can cause some quite the chaos.
Or even like not even pushed slightly, it just feels like it was pushed.
Yeah.
And you get to go, I'm not pushing you. I'm not.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's got gray hair. Perfect.
That's what I'm saying. That was my initial.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a skin fade on the sides.
That would be
gray
you,
on top.
dude.
That's Mike.
That's
Mike. Me in blackface.
I retract my totally against the animal argument.
Thank you.
Yeah, and the claws, the little.
All right,
claw.
Brendan. Instead of an animal, you'd just be all dry skin, just a pile, a pile of flakes moving throughout a city.
I like that.
Do you?
I'm getting it. Look,
we were able to defeat him with a small vacuum.
Yeah, I'd be like a cloud, and then you get close.
Dustbuster.
Yeah. How did you defeat him? I found him in the backseat of my Honda and just
Wasn't even fully charged.
Yeah.
I had computer cleaner in my car.
Yeah.
Alex the truck. If you were allowed to get a free punch on anyone in history, who would it be?
A free punch, huh? A free punch.
You know who would not be a good... Well, I got to phrase this right. You know who would not be a good person to punch in the face because you would do it. I was thinking this is what. Let me just walk you through everything. 'cause
Okay.
Just saying it like I'm saying it is not going to be.
You're about to say Hitler.
I
Are
am
you
going to
gonna say a
Hitler.
man
I am gonna say
made of
Hitler.
Play-Doh?
That had Hitler energy all over it.
Yeah. It definitely. I was going to say Hitler, but then I was like, you know what? If you punch Hitler at like a young age,
Welcome to the good life.
yeah. You think that might actually fuel. It could be a thing where it's like that is the reason that he is like that he got bullied. Someone
Sure.
punched him in the face when they were like, "What the hell? I'm just a kid trying to be a painter," and you're like, "Nope, fuck you. You're going to do some
Maybe
terrible
Hitler
atrocities."
was the first hipster, though. Maybe he was just like one of those opinionated pussies that never got reprimanded for his shitty opinion.
Yeah, maybe he just needed a strong
Yeah.
punch in the nose at
Yeah.
a impressionable enough age to kind of be afraid forever. No, I'm punching Hitler in the face.
Imagine if, and yeah, what you were saying, that causes the Holocaust because he's like, you punch and he's like, I'm so angry now. And he doesn't know why, but he can't.
Right.
And then, so really, in this scenario, Feeney wants to cause the Holocaust.
Well, no, I mean we worked through why that was actually how I prefaced. You were here. Mike got it.
What do you think?
There's sometimes, dude, I love Brendan so much because there's sometimes when you talk after we're done talking and you very clearly weren't listening.
Not in
to
any
what
way,
I was
shape, or
Say the
form.
thing.
He's literally just staring, going like, when they speak,
Yeah.
I'm going to speak,
Man.
and it's going to be great.
As soon as they inhale,
yeah,
I'm
going to get in
leaping
there
into action.
with probably a very similar statement to what they just said, but it'll be in my voice, so it'll be better.
Yeah.
You know who I'd like to punch in the fucking face?
Here we go.
Oh.
Us.
No, not you guys.
If I gave you a free shot with my hands behind my back, do you think you could knock me out?
Yeah. I think I can knock you out. Would I want to? No.
I didn't ask if we wanted to. I'm just asking if you think I could.
Yeah.
Where'd you hit me? Where
I'd
would
hit you either right here,
Uh-huh.
right in the jaw, or here.
In the temple.
Oh,
I'm
temple.
bad.
Temple would
Sick.
be hard.
Sick
Yeah.
and totally kill him.
Temple would
A
be.
temple hit would be
Yeah,
death.
you can kill someone instantly that way. Absolutely.
It's like the most known thing on earth, and parents have been warning us not to
Yeah.
get our temples hit.
It's
since
either
we were
that or
3.
like collapse someone's trachea.
Yeah.
Like,
Haven't you ever seen Simon Birch, dude? Haven't you ever seen that
No.
all thumbs little person drop his little league bat and it through the air and hit his fucking friend's mom in the temple and she dies?
I did see that actually. That's hilarious.
Now, yeah, the temple's is a real kiss of death. Now, if someone said you get one shot at me to knock me out, how would you do it? I would have them slightly keep their mouth open and just uppercut them as hard as you, because
That
that's
wouldn't even knock them out. though.
Ow.
That just knocked their teeth.
but
out.
that's how people get knocked out a lot, as their teeth, like that's why people wear mouth guards. That's like the easiest way. Like I don't think like a brute force flesh to the front of the nose.
No, that's not doing it.
That's not doing it.
Brendan was right initially. It's typically here. That's why they say strong chin. It's like if you
Well, that's
don't.
why chin. It's the same.
Yeah, but that that could fucking kill somebody, I assume, is like just like driving directly upwards. That
Right.
could just shatter jaws, do a lot of other damage. In terms of just sheer putting you to sleep, I feel like the best place would be right here.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
directly.
dude, imagine the headache you get when you wake up.
Yeah, it's
from
probably
a-
pretty
from a
tough.
hit like
Pretty
that.
tough.
Imagine the headache you have in a UFC by the end of the first round. I mean,
Yeah.
I know there's probably so much adrenaline, but it's like still, it's like,
Just looking
The
at the
whole-
light.
yeah. You ever try and like
Hey.
get through a day with a headache?
Uh,
Now imagine like you have a headache and someone's punching you in that head over it and kicking you in that head.
Yeah. How are you not saying like, I'm never doing that again?
Well, because,
Like if I woke,
because they're warriors
'Cause
who
of-
are making millions of
They're
dollars.
a different
Sure.
breed of humans than
yeah,
us.
yeah.
sure, but you understand what I'm saying.
Right.
If I was in the UFC, I would have one fight and I'd wake up the next day and I would just stay in bed all day and I'd go, I don't want to do that again.
Not worth it.
Not
Yeah.
worth it. And then I'd get the itch, I guess.
But what was the question? Do we answer the question or do we just go?
If you were allowed one free punch on anyone in history.
Oh, okay. Oh, so
yours
who
was
are you
Hitler.
gonna do? You never said it.
Well, we were talking about him a lot today on Jim and Sam, but I'm kind of feeling like Kanye would be great to just like punch him in the face.
Make him go right through the wire again.
Yeah.
Mm.
Reset his wole career.
Just like any of that kind of elk of like the
Ilk.
Ilk. Not
No, I like to punch elks in the face and then use their horns, okay? As dildos to put up my ass. No, but any of
we
that.
wouldn't have gotten that part had you not said it.
Well, you could put it up your your friend's ass. You could put it up, whatever I'm doing with the antlers. Anywho, Yeah, someone like Kanye or like any of those guys that just feel like they can do and say whatever the fuck they want now. And like, it's just like, shut up. You know, it's like, it's just, you're annoying.
You don't think he's being punished enough?
No, he still has a voice. He should get punched in the face. And then when he goes to do something, someone punched me in the face. We're not going to write about it. We're not going to talk about it.
Oh, so you wouldn't even want the publicity from punching yet?
You don't want to punch. If you punched him in the face, you wouldn't
obviously-
send off a series of tweets about it.
No, well, obviously the news would say big hero helps us and
But it was
shuts
anonymous
that
big
idiot
hero.
up.
Anonymous big hero.
Yeah.
Sure.
But it would
I'm down
very
with that.
clearly be Brendan's shadow. You know what I mean? Like a black
And
almost
Brendan
silhouette.
posted to his Instagram, "Who could this be?
Yeah. Oh,
Look, what a
patreon.com.
good-looking hero.
Yeah, patreon.com/scenario-pod. I will be talking about this.
Whoever it is, and whatever they
Whoever
Yeah.
that was, that handsome shadow.
Handsome Shadow is a great name for a lot of things.
Yeah.
A
Screen
horse,
name?
a horse.
Handsome
Horse.
Shadow is almost like a great name for a van with airbrushed art on the side.
Yeah.
Handsome
Yeah.
Shadow could also be a fucking killer metal band.
Yeah.
Hi, we're Handsome Shadow, and we're from Oakland, California. 1, 2, 3, 4. We like to punch Kanye in the face. We don't care for publicity, dude. Gotcha,
Dude.
I gotcha.
Yeah, you really did
I
get
really-
me.
I have something that's been not the case for any episode we've ever done. Is for the first time ever, something happened with the computers over by Nicole, where now there is a very small sliver of real estate. So I can see when she's not laughing at things. And I got to tell you, the things you think that she's laughing at, it's crushing to
Yeah.
see the real-time
Oh.
results.
No,
I think you guys should live in the ignorance of this.
I will.
There's been some smiles, but it's mostly a real, straight, hard-lipped face.
Nicole, what was the last thing Feeney did that you laughed at?
I actually got distracted because I'm looking at a dog named Handsome Shadow on Instagram. So
Oh.
I was really locked into this, and he is really handsome, just FYI.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah,
little
it's got to be a
guy.
black lab, of course.
Yeah.
There you go.
Shadow.
Free promo for Handsome Shadow. Everybody, please go follow this account. Just
Tell him
follow it.
HTS sent you.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
tell him
He got
HTS
10 likes. I'm
sent you.
sure they're going to be like,
Yeah.
what the hell's happening?
Please, I can't wait to see.
What is the
At
name?
Handsome Shadow.
Just no underscore, no
Oh, they
nothing.
spelled handsome. That's not spelled right, is
No, that's spelled like a fucking idiot. It's hand
it? SOM.
SOM Shadow.
shadow, and yeah, that's
And he really is adorable. So go check him out.
spell handsome. Even after we just talked about it,
HANSOME.
you're one of a kind.
Why?
Next
Did I
question.
spell it wrong?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot the D, huh? Did I forget a D?
That's
Yeah,
what your
sure.
girl says.
H.A.
every-
Yeah, dude. I was trying to think of a genetic joke. Your parents forgot the D.
At least the second half.
Yeah.
If I were to punch somebody, I think it'd be like Mother Teresa because I'd like to
Oh.
see somebody die at my hands.
Okay, why does it have to be Mother Teresa?
Yeah, why can't it be
She's
like
just
a
old
person
and
in a
feeble.
nursing home?
Why can't it be an
She's
old bad
Long
guy?
dead.
She's dead, right? I'm talking about when she was alive. Like prop her up in front of me,
Oh.
and I'll beat her to dust.
There's got to be someone more fragile that you could just beat to dust than Mother Teresa.
Like who?
The Pope.
I don't think he's more fragile.
I don't think he's doing. You think he works out, the Pope?
I bet he does. I mean, he's
I bet he.
pumping away at children.
I picture him. I picture him with those 2.5 pound weights. You know, like those little weights, like
swim workouts or
Yeah,
something like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
The
Low
styrofoam
impact.
that he just
Yeah.
pushes down.
it could be surprisingly difficult.
He's just in the pool with his big hat.
Yeah.
Like doing one of those.
Yeah. So I guess I'm beating an old lady to death. Ice ham Jello. Would you rather have 2 tickets to paradise
Eddie Money.
for a week, or sell them for $1,000 each?
That is not nearly enough money. A week in paradise, which for me is Hawaii, would be
Almost paradise.
way worth more than
knocking on
$1,000.
heaven's door.
Be way worth more than $1,000.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, you can't even get to Hawaii. for
Totally
$1,000.
worth it.
Yeah, give me a week. You're talking.
You got
You're talking
2
15
tickets
grand.
to paradise.
Won't you?
Pack your bags and leave tonight.
Cause we're
On our way to paradise.
and I've got.
2 tickets to paradise.
Don't forget.
Do take me to paradise.
In that.
It'll be fun to go tonight.
Spell paradise.
P-A-R.
Easy peasy.
Easy peas. P-A-R-A-D-I-S-E.
I was convinced it was going to be C-E. He was going to spell it C-E.
Paradise.
Yeah.
No, I love that song, so I would never spell it wrong.
Yeah, you said it quick and confidently.
Well, you know, you shouldn't shit on me for thinking. You know?
All right, you're right.
I'm using my brain.
I should give your brain a chance.
Give my brain a chance.
Something Brendan never did.
Yeah. Something no one did.
Brendan yelled at me this morning on he allowed Sam Roberts to manipulate him.
I guess you'll just have to listen.
He got absolutely owned because he goes, Mike seems to think that your parents loved you too much as a kid. And Brendan's like immediately serious, like, what the fuck? Like, what are you saying?
Well, I'm always at least a little bit putting it on, but I have to defend myself. I mean,
here's the thing. I know when you put it on, and I know when you're steely blue eyes.
I know when you're looking to put it on somebody.
Yeah,
I don't think you do.
Okay.
Yeah, well, you can't just go, when I say I don't think you do. I don't think you always know when I'm putting it on.
Okay.
Like right now,
but this
I'm
time
not
he
putting
was-
it on.
He got really mad on Jim and Sam.
Yeah, you get very defensive. And
Well,
then-
because we bond over that shit, and then you're going, oh, well, I guess he's manipulating me now. Because Sam said that he said it.
yeah.
But you did.
Well, and Brendan, Sam said it, right? And Brendan looks at me and he's like, you fucking started this, dude. And I was like, I didn't. I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
and
but
he
I
goes,
also
well, Sam
caught
said. And I was like, so who started it? And he
Yeah,
goes,
I mean-
well, Sam said. And he goes,
Yeah, it was a big laugh.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all just having fun and stuff. You know, you don't have to like bring it back to like, okay, let's strip the laughs out of it. It was a good time, and I think it was good radio. Okay.
Dennis Miller.
Okay, babe. Okay, babe.
Okay, babe.
Okay, babe. You don't have to bring it back up and be like, Brendan said this morning.
I just thought it was funny, and Feeney laughed moderately.
I enjoyed it.
Nicole, what was the last thing Feeney said that you laughed at?
Too
Good
many to
question.
keep track of.
Great answer.
You're good.
That's a great answer.
You're good. You're good at this stuff. All right. I'm all the way back down. Frankie Guido. Hey, what's the funniest?
I threw it a little too
Was that filled with fireworks?
Yeah.
Why did that sound so loud?
There's so much water left.
I threw it right at the wall by accident.
That's good. Frankie Guido. What's the funniest sex experience, accidental or not, you've had? And did the laughing ruin the moment or enhance it? Oh, funniest as in like you were both laughing during sex?
Yeah, I think that would be it.
I don't know
Both
if I've had any
laughing
of those.
during sex.
Everybody's always screaming.
Yeah, there's usually a lot of apologizing. It's laughter through awkward apologizing. It's being like, sorry.
I mean, the funniest, and I've told this before, but the funniest that I have that is funny to me, but the other person probably wasn't laughing, is when I had sex with somebody in the back of my Malibu, and I like put on a condom, entered, came, and then faked a leg cramp because I came so quick that I was like, I can't even count that.
oh, sorry, I got a Charlie
I
horse.
was like, oh no, I can't go on.
Throw this water balloon
take
to the side.
Yeah, I take an 8-pound condom off my dick with like 6 weeks of load in it, and I'm like, all right.
Yeah, I wonder what this is.
It foxtails across the entire parking lot.
Oh man, I got such a bad Charlie horse. My dick cried. That's what this is.
My dick sludged.
I think there was like a time where it was like, you got to like lock the pets out of the bedroom or
Mhm.
something, where like I think one of my cats was crying like in like one of those like those kind of like cries to get in, and then like legitimately there's the door doesn't stay.
Solid impression of a cat trying to get into someplace.
Thank you.
That's the exact sound they make.
And it's not like a solid flush door, so even when it's closed, if like pushed or a strong wind, it'll kind of just jostle back and forth. So he must have like put his hands or like tried to like push it open, so it was like, and then it was like he was like breaking in, like trying to break the door down, and we were just,
Yeah.
I mean, we just laughed. How could you not laugh at that?
Yeah, that's hilarious. I don't think. I mean, I'll laugh when I come sometimes. You ever have that kind of come? where you're
Sometimes
like,
I
oh man,
Dude, sometimes I catch myself coming like Tony Soprano, and I can't stop laughing.
Yeah, while
I'll
he
be like,
gets
my legs just kick up and down, and I'm like, what the fuck was that?
He also laughs when he comes. He's like,
Yeah, ooh, don't touch me.
yeah. Don't blow on it. Feels weird.
Your beard's weird. Here's the scenario.com for all things podcast. Go there, subscribe, iTunes, write a comment, write a review. It all helps share the show. Also, algorithmically, and you guys have been doing a bang-up job, so thank you very much for stepping your games up.
The old comment for the algo.
Yeah, do it on YouTube. Let them know, HTS, you love the show, here for the algo, love, blah, 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 all that stuff. You guys have been kicking ass with that stuff. All things for the show are available at here'sthescenario.com. Also, patreon.com/scenario pod, or what is it?
Scenario pod.
Scenario pod. We got some changes coming to the Patreon. We have done so much goddamn additional work that seemingly even the amount of people the hundreds of people that we have on Patreon can't possibly catch up to. So we are pausing. We are pausing the additional content. We are putting out our episodes that come out on Wednesday every week a little bit early, so the Patreon will have exclusivity to that, but it is mostly going to exist for the questions and to support the show, because we have new producers that we're going to be bringing in to get more content, more clips, more stuff like that to help spread the word of the show. We're basically focusing the entire show on this podcast, on what we are currently doing, and it is our goddamn mission to get this out to as many people as possible. So instead of doing the convoluted pitch of tiers of this, of what's available on each different thing, we are instead giving you this podcast. We hope you love it. We're going to be putting vlogs and stuff out on our YouTube for free, so all that additional stuff will be available. But if you want to support the show, everything is going to be for $5. The entire back catalog, which has over 300 hours of exclusive podcasts, vlogs, etc., all of that stuff.
And if you don't want to, just subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
That's like the most important. Subscribe to Here's the Scenario. Send it around, leave some comments. Just we're focusing not as much on the Patreon stuff because it's for us, it's more about growing the show rather than trying to earn a little extra coin. We're more worried about getting more people on board.
Yeah,
so,
being able to take this on the road to see you guys.
Yeah, I mean, anybody who was there at Skankfest, you know how goddamn fun the live episodes are, and that's what we want to do. So we're more just laser focused on raising more awareness of the show.
That's right.
Heck yeah.
Individually, what are we plugging?
You can follow me on twitch.tv/sags2riches. I'm playing a lot of fun games. I'm trying to do a bunch of Christmas stuff this month, and then I'm in the city for the most part, but I've been running my hour and just putting it together. It's been so fun, and I'm so excited. It's some of the best stuff that I've ever done and will ever do. But I run it once a month at New York Comedy Club. It's super fun. I get a lot of really great comics to be on the show with me. And this month is December 19th at the New York Comedy Club, 7 o'clock. Come see what I've been working on. It would be great. And that's it. Oh, and tell your friends about the show.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that part goes without saying. I'll be in Vegas, the Comedy Cellar, in the first week of January, 2nd to the 9th. But Indianapolis, I'm doing one night in January. I believe January 15th, I believe, is the one-nighter, although it might also be... No, the 15th I'm doing it. So if you could come to that show, Helium in Indianapolis, buy tickets right now. That's available on my website, MikeFeeneyComedy.com. My first time doing shows in Indianapolis. Hope there's a good turnout. People have asked me to come out to there, so that's the only thing that I'm plugging. Everything else, MikeFeeneyComedy.com. But come to
Birthplace
Indy.
of the KKK.
Really?
Well, Indiana.
Oh, okay. Well, come out in January to Helium and...
Bring your burning crosses.
Yeah, and leave those home.
Bring your sacks that you put on your head.
Wear a white hoodie.
And I got plenty of dates coming out this next year I'm very excited about, but those will be upcoming. That's the only one to worry about.
Very cool. All right, I'm going to be in, I got a little bit of a winter tour coming, so all of this is leading up to Gramercy Theater in February, so if you want the date specifically, go to MikeCannonComedy.com. Going to be in Point Pleasant, New Jersey at Uncle Vinny's. I'll be in Grand Rapids, Michigan at the Listening Room. I'm going to be in Baltimore at the Port Comedy Club. And then after that, I'm going to be in Toronto. I'm going to be in Phoenix. I'm going to be in Houston. And I'm going to be back in New York at the Gramercy Theater, February 25th. Again, get those tickets if you have not already. They're going fast, especially as I ramp up the promo. So I want as many podcast fans from this show in particular, because you guys have gone out of your way to support us, to be there. Again, that's February 25th, Gramercy Theater in New York City.
Nicole?
Nicole C. Lyons on Instagram.
Yeah.
Cha. All right.
Yeah. What would you do if you looked out in your crowd and there was just a bunch of those guys that are like now like the new modern KKK members where they're like wearing glasses and masks?
Oh, Legion of Skanks fan?
Yeah. What if you were at Skankfest?
I'd be like, thanks for buying a ticket, fellas. It means everything.
Yeah,
Give
I'm
me a
actually
"Don't Tread
sick.
on Me" t-shirt, please.
Yeah, just please don't. I don't need to hear any of your political affiliations or ideologies, but laugh.
Yeah.
But don't laugh when I get off
So
the
that's-
rails and I say something fucked
Now
up.
that's a question.
Too hard. Don't laugh too hard.
Don't laugh wrong.
That's a good question. If you could fill Radio City, but you fill it with
Jello?
Hate group.
outspoken hate group that are like that even from there, the hate groups, Facebook or Twitter, like, we're all going to see Cannon tonight at Radio City, and you sell out Radio City. Would you do that and then deal with the backlash of that afterwards and the possible career suicide? Would you claim ignorance and be like, I denounce those fans, or like in a Trump way, or what, while secretly being like, or what would you
I'd wait till after the show and be like, oh, I'd denounce those guys.
Yeah, I would close with that.
As I roll around in my 30 grand.
Yeah, I would whisper close with that. I would go, thank you, everyone. Good night. I disown you guys as fans. Like, I said it. I said it.
I
to
don't
him.
agree with you morally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that would be tough. That'd be pretty tough.
Yeah, that would be tough. I would definitely be like, what did I do? What did I say that like made
What are you
people?
going
They
to
were
read my
like-
diary?
You know. Yeah.
They're like, maybe because you started with hello Jews.
Yeah, that's
We
right.
like that.
Oh, yeah, I guess that joke of yours has just run its course, huh?
I
Oh,
kind of
fuck.
stopped doing that anyway. You know,
good.
I'm trying to evolve as
That's
an
what
artist.
the anti-weed PSAs.
What?
Did you?
Oh,
watch
yeah,
that?
well,
Sorry.
I watched
also-
that clip, yeah,
That's
for
funny.
sure.
Yeah. I
Unbelievable.
also stopped doing that.
Good.
Obviously, I stopped doing that way before that because you said something. Another guy said something.
I said something to you the week before that.
You said it. Yeah, you definitely said it to me first.
I said it a couple times.
I think you said it. Yeah, you might have said it. What was the word you used? Derivative.
Derivative.
Derivative
yeah. But
material.
I didn't even know that it was tracing paper.
Yeah. I actually
It was a
feel.
stencil.
Yeah, you were being mean to Streeter
Yeah.
than me.
Well,
I didn't take offense to it.
15 years ago, that probably wasn't derivative.
I'm sure it was, even
yeah.
then.
Because that's when those commercials were on.
Yeah. But I
I
mean,
know what you're
Rogan
saying.
had that
I
bit. There were
do.
a lot
Yeah.
of people that had that.
Yeah.
It's it's just low hanging fruit. if
Yeah,
anything,
it was
you could say.
definitely there, but it's
And
fun.
Brendan rarely reaches for fruit.
Yeah.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
What
is
the
that?
fuck?
Hey, what the fuck?
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Josie.
Cut it out with the fat shit. I'm the boss of this fam.
Would you rather live under the sea in a civilization like Atlantis?
What are the odds in the next, I'm going to say, 2 years?
That I'm in a Disney movie?
No.
Oh.
No,
That'd be cool.
That time is long.
It's
past.
gone?
Or
Why? But it's VO. They can't see my hair.
You could still do VO.
they can
yeah.
hear your age. Or,
I think it's more of like
I can't play a grumpy goldfish?
yeah, I mean, that could be
I can't
maybe
be
like
in-
an old salty turtle.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'd be perfect as
A
a turtle.
snapping turtle.
Yeah, like, come on, man, I'm 400 years old.
You know, or
What?
not bad.
The fuck? Are your teeth made of bamboo?
You did
How
that
did
with
that
your
happen?
teeth? I thought you were snapping.
I was. No,
like
no.
a turtle.
Oh, yeah. That's
Or
even
what-
knowing.
I was gonna say, what are the odds that in 2 years, what is the over under that Brendan somewhere on his
Dead?
body
Oh.
has a Tony Soprano, a James Gandolfini tattoo? I'd put it at like 70-30 chance of like some like homage, cool, like
That would
a
be
cool
cool.
Soprano. I
Yeah.
know, but that's what I'm
would
saying.
be
But like,
cool.
all it takes is one more of his rewatches to be like, you know, if I just got like a tone. Like,
What I want,
funny.
what I want Brendan to get, if he's gonna get a Tony Soprano tattoo, I want him to go to like Kat Von D or some like acclaimed portraitist
Mhm.
and get James Gandolfini, but as Tony in a headshot, like kind of like looking cool or whatever with his cigar.
Dude.
Signed in silver on the headshot with a rose right underneath the headshot, just on the other side of his
That's
titty.
awesome. That's a great idea for a tattoo.
It's not, but I can't wait till you get it.
having, or at least just having James Gandolfini like holding the mugshot. That's pretty cool.
Or no, but it says like to Brendan, signed your biggest fan, James Gandolfini.
That's not a bad idea either.
I could also just see you getting like the neon of like Bada Bing on like your arm.
That's
or
not a bad
something
idea
like that.
either.
Because he already has the.
I do want to get more neon stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of make it a
So you heard it here
Like
first,
a-
gang.
You want your arm to look
This
like
is
old
like-
Vegas?
This is exactly like how Feeney is going to cause the Holocaust. It's like you're making a premonition happen because you just told me about it. I didn't even think about getting a Tony Soprano tattoo till we started describing cool ones.
Yeah. So
Same thing with Holocaust. You go over, you punch Adolf.
So I
and
guess I'm your
kills a
puppet
bunch of
master.
Jews. Yeah. Darkness, impersonate me. All I see is another failure.
Different song, same band. I'll take it.
Whatever.
Listen, 500 people jump to our grave of a Patreon. We'll get Brendan that fucking.
Dude, 300 people.
300, perfect.
300 Patreons. I will. No, 211 Patreons.
Yeah.
I will get a Tony Soprano tattoo.
We'll throw all the Patreon money at that.
Sounds cool to me.
We'll talk about that.
And then
off
film
air.
it.
All of it. It's not like Feeney has a new baby to support.
Yeah.
We'll take all of Brendan's half and put it, or his third, and put it towards a quarter.
It'll be great.
Yeah.
That's
Great.
hilarious. We'll take all of Brendan's. And do it.
Live under the sea in a civilization like Atlantis, or live in outer space like in Xenon, girl of the 21st century. Hopefully you know what movie that is, counting on your
Yeah.
90s knowledge canon.
Here's why I'm picking the space. Is because both are cold, both are dark. One is wet. One has a lot more pressure on it under being leagues under the sea.
But
and
is that
it's-
civilization wet, or is it in a dome?
I think it's a wet. I mean, I don't.
Are
think,
we like mermen?
Like,
in
yeah, are
this?
we King Triton?
That's
or
what
are
I'm
we,
picturing.
or are
I'm
we
picturing
in
kind
like
of-
a hamster house under the water?
that seems like it's not big enough for a civilization. You know what I mean? It seems like
Cole,
it's like
can you pull up the ancient civilization of Atlantis, please?
well, Atlantis.
Real picture.
Most believe was just like how what Miami is going to be, which is
Yeah,
like it is a
except
place.
all white.
It is a place
That's the overarching theme where people are like, the days of Atlantis when things were perfect.
Yeah, but it was like things existed, and then I think like it just sunk into the ocean, and now it's like. But I don't think it was like a underground city. I think it is. I think it's now an underwater place. But I think it. I don't.
An underwater city would be really cool. Like something that like Naboo from the Phantom Menace, Star Wars
Or
one,
like
where they're
Sandy
like
from
they kind of swim towards it, and then there's just this big like castle and shit. I think that'd be really cool.
I like the idea of an outdoor of like a space station civilization because also then you got the beautiful views of all the planets and the solar system. It's quite lovely. And
Yeah, it's
I don't
more
know if
it's
you
more
can
beautiful.
see those from up there.
what do you mean? If you're in
You know-
space, you could see the moon, you could see Earth, you could see.
You can see that, but I don't think you can see, like, you can't see Saturn.
Oh, sure you can.
I don't know.
We could see Saturn
Depends on
from
how
here.
close you are
I
to
know.
Saturn.
So
So I just feel like
if we're closer to it, if we could see it with our bare eyes here,
You know what's weird? Is,
don't you dare.
Is I don't think I've seen another planet
That's not true.
like from here.
That's not true.
I don't think I have.
Yeah. You may not have known it, but you have.
They glow.
You could regularly see Jupiter, Mars, Saturn. You don't see Pluto.
If
or-
you see a star that's
Well,
like
that's a dwarf planet anyway.
it's a dwarf star, I think it is. Isn't it?
Oh,
A dwarf moon.
blue dwarf, red dwarf, if you see a star that's a
dwarf.
little bit more brighter
dwarf.
than the other ones, it's usually a planet.
What?
It
If
was
you-
true.
If you see
Sorry, I
a
was
star,
laughing at Feeney's Hitler pun.
Nicole was too, right?
Yeah, always.
Hitler
Thank you.
punch. If you see a star in the sky that's a little bit more brighter than some of the other stars, usually a planet.
Oh,
Or a star that has exploded millions of years ago that is been long gone, but we are only seeing its light of explosion come to us now.
Well, they say most stars are that actually. Like all the
Yeah.
stars that we can look at have already exploded.
they're just dead Christmas lights.
They've been done. They've been
Yeah.
done for millennia, and it's like gone.
Yeah.
That's
like,
if
well-
you believe time is linear.
I think
all kind of
think
simultaneously happening.
well, I think you can believe time is linear while also thinking there's a space-time continuum that you can get outside of.
Whoa,
You know?
that's cool.
I guess space is cooler. Being underwater. I mean, is it like the dome? Like, I know in space, it's like there's the fear of like if this crack. Like, we're not aliens in
It's
this.
the
are
same.
we?
It's if this cracks in either place, you're fucked.
Now
And it's the same probably amount of pressure from the outside as well.
Yes. Now, however, space infinite, underwater finite. There's only so much ocean. Space infinite.
True.
You could just keep expanding it, keep growing it. We got plenty of real estate.
I feel like the water thing would be it would be easier to leave though. You know what I mean? Like if you just decided after 8 months, you're like, I'm gonna go back up on land.
Sure, if you get a good enough submarine. But if you leave, the minute you open the door, it's like
I want to get one of those
Flat.
submarines that the drug traffickers get, that the fucking DEA ends up hopping on top and just smashing with an anvil. Get out!
It's crazy.
Get out!
All they
Yeah,
needed
those-
to do was submerge, and that guy was totally fucked.
Yeah,
Like not even a lot, like 4 feet.
No,
And
yeah,
he would be like,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Swim with your gun, idiot.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess they just don't think
I guess
about
they
that.
didn't want murder plus trafficking.
Well, then what? But if they get away,
That'd be more negligent homicide, I imagine, because it wasn't murder. It was just
Yeah.
like you jumped on our boat that did its thing, which is submerged.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
now
why-
you-
And it's homemade. So
The-
who's to guess how it fucking operates?
that's why those guys should have like sticky thermal grenades, so that like when they get on, if it starts sinking, they just go ping, 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 and then it just fucking explodes.
Your knowledge of weapons is just straight out of video games, huh?
Yeah, you should hope so. You should hope I'm not Googling weapons.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But I,
Oh,
like,
no,
I just love
actually.
that like you think the bomb from Dark Knight is like the thing where he's like and it
They
goes
for
on the
sure have
window
that,
and
dude. I think they for sure have that. I'm more of my
Nicole, Google
Sem-
sticky bombs.
Semtech, sticky bombs and Semtex definitely exist.
yeah.
I don't know if it shoots out of a gun
to
like,
the general public.
No, of course not.
I guess we were
gotta
talking
be-
about
barely get an AR-15.
Yeah, you gotta be a little
Let me-
creative.
Find a way to win this.
Hey man, you lost. Okay, let's
Oh.
get out of here. I'm kidding. Come on.
Now you lost me.
Oh,
I guess
yeah, you
God,
lost.
the
Fine.
friend.
Nicole, let's get out of here.
Nicole's still not laughing. What's the next?
All right, Brendan, let's get out of here. Just me.
Yeah, like,
Sadly
and
walk
then
away.
Brendan's like, I don't. That's a hole. I don't want to walk.
Yeah, I answer myself.
You win a contest
Uh-huh.
that allows you to pick any vehicle that exists for free and are provided a parking pass that allows you to park anywhere you want / need to anywhere in New York. What type of vehicle do you get?
So you can park anywhere in New York City. You just want the vehicle.
So yeah, this is like helicopter, plane,
Uh,
car, jet ski,
honestly,
homemade submarine
Honestly-
with sticky bombs.
Including sticky bombs?
honestly, it feels like it's not as fun, but like the car is the most practical because helicopters would be cool, but you still have to find surfaces to land on. Boats, you got to be on the dock,
during
then you
the
got to walk all the
winter,
way
it
from
would
the
be
West Side
rough.
Highway. It's like car. If I could just drive up and leave my car in like the middle of the road or whatever, and not have to just do a Seinfeld and be like someone else you do the Ryan Phillippe. That seems to be that'd be pretty sweet.
That makes me like I wish I had a city motorcycle. You know what I mean? Like something that I could park right outside of the city and just kind of drive in and do spots. So because the parking with it is just a joke.
Yeah.
Like you don't really have to find a spot. You just put it in between cars.
Yeah, or sometimes
Yeah.
you just put it on the sidewalk.
Yeah, which is awesome. So I feel like that might be because Mick Thomas, I was talking to him this past weekend, and he was like, I go to my bike and I just back it in between two cars.
Oh,
and
it's so
perfect."
awesome, dude.
And I'm like, man, that sounds. I mean, aside from your dreamy accent, I also want to do that.
And also just
Yeah.
people knocking into your car. I mean, you come out your 800-pound motorcycles on the ground
Yeah.
and scratched up to shit, and
You're
the
like,
side
what
view
the
mirror is
fuck?
broken because someone bumped into it. There's a lot of like,
That's why I have a gun.
but you're not always there.
Sticky
what
bomb?
if you're what if you're doing?
That's why I have a
spots?
sticky bomb on the side of my
Got
motorcycle.
it.
So if somebody walks too close, I get to detonate.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, I mean, like, there's tons of vehicles that we're not even thinking about, like the Batmobile or some sort of, invisible car or something like
but you're
that.
still with the Batmobile. You're still having to deal with New York City traffic.
Sure,
You're
but
not
you can
gonna
go
fast.
bang, pong, ting, 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 and just go up a building, find a building, and like.
When has the Batmobile ever climbed a building?
I think in the new ones, the Batmobile has climbed a building.
I think you're thinking of Spider-Man climbing a building with his hands.
No, I'm not thinking of a body figure going like this. I'm thinking
You know what
of
would
a
be
car
fun?
going.
Driving across glass.
Yeah.
But ultimately, like one of the poorest purchases of all time is one of those Predators, like the 3-wheel dumb shit cars.
The
Where you see,
trikes.
everybody who has like a $15,000 watch buys one of those.
Yeah.
It's not quite like
Bobby has one?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Bobby
if that's
would
like Bobby's
100%
toy.
buy a trike.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh
Right?
yeah.
So and they always are playing like
Way too loud
club
music.
level decibel music.
Ah,
Well, because they're
so
not going to
fun.
buy it if you're not going to watch them drive it.
Yeah.
Right.
You
Well,
need to
they
have
have to have
neon lights going off.
Yes, neon spinners. That's the only way Latrell Sprewell still makes money.
Fat white women in the passenger seat.
Fat white women in the passenger. Do they have a passenger seat?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Sometimes they're I think it's just two seats
two-seater.
and then bam and then a one wheel in the back like they're a scorpion.
Yeah, it's a
Which is so
two-seater.
cool.
But that would be kind of cool. But even that, like, there's no benefit to the parking. There's no real benefit to
No,
it outside of just putting on a show for
I bet
nobody.
parking sucks in that thing.
Yeah. I bet you come back and people are fucking sitting in your seats and shit.
I used
Fuck
to.
that.
There's pictures of me hammered in Astoria, and like when I first moved there, I was like 21, just like hammered, sitting on like parked motorcycles, like.
Oh yeah, I've
just,
done
like,
that too.
Yeah,
Where
absolutely.
you're like, take a
Well,
picture of me on this fucking Harley.
And I've told this story before, but my buddy who has like a Vespa would always talk about. He was just like, he's like, it's the best. You park it anywhere. You can't even get a ticket for it because there's no license plate on it. Like you can't. Nothing happens to it. He's like, it's the best. And I go, oh wow. And I go, that's pretty sick actually. I'm kind of interested in those. He's like, yeah, the only downside is like the piss. I'm like, what? He's like, people piss on it like dogs.
piss
People
on it.
People just piss on it all the time.
Oh, that's
He's like dogs, people. It's a lot of piss. And I'm like, I'd never factored that into the purchase of people pissing on like the seat cushion and everything else. Like
You got to factor piss
Into
with,
most
with
things.
most
yeah,
business transactions.
If you live in this city, you're just covered in piss.
gotta factor in the
Yeah.
piss.
People pissing in your mouth.
You know, it'd be cool, except for maybe in the winter, what's that? What are those things? The
Roller coasters?
jetpacks.
Yeah, Rocketeer.
A jetpack would be very
Rocketeer style
cool.
would be pretty cool. Where the Mega Man hands.
That's what it is.
the
That's what
Iron
it is.
Man.
The Iron Man costume. That's the vehicle you want.
Oh, if we can take Iron Man costume, yeah, I take Iron Man costume.
Yeah,
Or
I'll take-
webs.
I'll
That
take- I was
is
gonna say,
a
I'll take
vehicle.
Spider-Man costume.
but that's
that
not
seems
a
more.
vehicle.
That seems more fun. But
Dude,
the
every
suit is kind of a
I guess
vehicle.
it is.
every
because-
single picture of crew that they sent, like their school updates us throughout the
Yeah.
day, every single picture is him just webbing his teacher.
Yeah.
As they're taking a picture, it's like,
You tell him Aunt Brendan does that?
No.
Well, guess what? Guess who you're raising?
A hack.
Crew's like, Dad, you know it's weird, those anti-dog commercials. It's like, you ever see when the dog talks to you? It's like, I'm high. That's the only reason you're talking. All right, I'm flat on the couch.
So here's the
I hate
thing.
those commercials. They're not so bad. It's okay, I guess.
It's okay, I guess. Do you do a thing about I would really like you guys to watch what I'm doing on stage right now because it's definitely different. All right? I make you
I'm
look
watching
at me.
Mike's life. I know how it's going.
Yeah, what is it about?
I hate
about having
guys.
a
I'm
second
really
child.
talking
Yeah,
about how
you know what-
blue hair,
Yeah.
the blue hats are awful, and and red jackets are gay.
So weird when you have sweating problems.
See, now this is why I would like you guys to watch what I'm doing on stage. Just by the way, because
Okay.
then these jokes wouldn't exist. You go, oh, these jokes don't make sense anymore.
What are you talking about on stage these days?
Just like life, man.
Yeah.
Life and the way things are going. You know, taxes.
You saw me do a nice long rant on the Fat Black the other night, just trying to find, not even trying to find kid stuff, but being like, I need to speak on it.
I did.
Yeah, man,
Yeah,
Fat
yeah.
Black the other night, where I was
Yeah.
just kind of like, here's just how I'm feeling and how I'm doing mentally.
Yeah.
Because I was kind of like, I felt, I didn't talk about it the first maybe 4 or 5 shows back. And then I just was doing like 1 or 2 little like one-liners and then moving into material. But then the more I was talking to like Ryan Hamilton and stuff, he was like, yeah, dude, if you just like talk about it, like figure. And then at New York Comedy Club, I just went on this, like 3 to 4 minute rant that, was fun enough to where one of the other comics on the show was like, oh man, that's a good chunk. And I was like, oh, that was just me That was just stream of consciousness.
I'm
a
just
breakdown.
struggling.
That was just my
Having a manic episode.
pilot of newsroom rant. You know, like when people say having a kid's great, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I just have that all. Not the greatest country in the world. But yeah, now it's actually becoming something which is pretty fun.
Nice.
Exciting.
I don't know.
Exciting. Very exciting
Get to
stuff.
see his new stuff. Maybe one day.
Maybe one day. I don't really do stand up.
Well, I walked in the other day on Brennan, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't want to sleep apnea mask if I have kids."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, new Brendan."
Oh yeah, same old bit.
Brendan is gripping that lighter quite tight. That's his pencil work.
It is fun. It relieves anxiety.
Okay, couple more questions. Ethan Skullfax, would you rather lose all of your valuables or lose all of the joke material you have ever written?
How does that include like stuff we've created? Like it's all gone.
Lose
We've
my
created?
great CPAP joke? I don't think I can.
Yeah, lose all the joke material you have ever written. So I guess any of your specials, any of your stuff is just gone. All of the current stuff you have is gone. All of the notebooks you've ever written
Or what?
is gone.
Now the question
Or
is,
lose all your valuables.
now with the question, I mean that is
So Brendan
those
would-
are our valuables.
Brendan would
That is
lose
a lot,
Jess.
And our TV.
Now
you do have a sick TV.
I am curious because like now with that, let's say Men in Black Flash, we have none of our material, none of the stuff we've created, no sketches, no internet videos, no presence at all, starting from zero. Do we still have like learned decade plus of experience where now we can
Yeah.
start all over again
Yeah.
with the current thing? Because that almost is like, that's great. What it is like, if you have to be like, you have to start over from like the beginning of comedy and have
Oof.
the beginning of comedy joke writing abilities, and it's like, well, then burn everything I have to the ground so I don't have to do that
Yeah.
again.
That's so funny that so many people are like listening to this going like, yeah, the comedy one. Like they're like, what are you talking about? Everybody's like, why would you give away your shit?
But without the comedy, you can't really even like get more valuables.
Right. The comedy gets you
Sure.
valuables and
Yeah.
has gotten you the valuables you probably have.
But if you have the skills and you know what you're doing, you're like, well, I can kind of start over right now.
Does that count?
might
as
be kinda
home?
fun.
Like you lose your home.
Yeah.
valuables. Yeah.
Valuables.
Yeah. So you just have to start out. Well, I mean, I lived at my in-laws before.
I
It'll be,
need
it'll be tough without all my starter jackets, but I think I'll manage. We have time for one or two more. Alex the Truck, if your balls had taste buds, what would you try first?
your mom's saliva. Yes, dude.
That's the answer.
Wonder how that tastes.
Fuck you, Alex the Truck, you loyal supporter.
Yeah.
The best one we got. Convoy of mom's saliva.
Alex the Truck's mom. So
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Episode title.
Alex the Truck's mom's saliva. As you can see, we're taking this show seriously and really focusing on each individual episode. Title. All right, last question. Ice Ham Jello, would you rather live in a bounce house with full electricity and all the rooms a regular house has, or an igloo with the same features? Man, great question.
Great
Here's the thing.
question.
Here's why the answer is igloo. It's
Oh.
because bounce house is fun until it's not. Until you're
Until you
either
drop a
carrying
knife.
things till you have hot coffee up to the top, until you roll your ankle once.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
and
it
you have to
happened right
fucking
away.
walk
Yeah.
like this with a coffee.
Yeah, I mean, to have anything. Igloos are surprisingly warm inside, hence why they're efficient and
Sure.
and a useful tool. And it kind of would be cool to like, there's other certain things like, oh, I got a 6-pack of beers, put it right outside the igloo. You know what I mean? Like things
Yeah.
like that, where
Yeah.
the bounce house would be fun for 6 seconds. I mean, imagine trying to shower in a bounce house and like getting out with your wet foot and just zoom. Trying to shave on a bouncy house.
That sounds
like
awesome, though. The shit that would do to your like mental state
It would kill you.
It would make you so crazy.
Yeah.
it's like everything's an air mattress.
Otherwise, you have to always wear a jacket.
No, it's not that cold. Look at the temperature of inside of an igloo.
I think it's still
It's a little cold,
You
yeah.
got to maintain the ice.
Yeah, but the outside of it packs it in so much.
And if you have a fire somewhere in there, like if you find a way to like be able to put a fire
in
near
the
there or
middle of the
something
ice.
like that, No, but I think they can do that shit. There's like ways they know how to do
There you
that.
go. Yeah, -7. So it's not.
Yeah.
Wait,
Wait, you're wrong.
no, because of your body heat. Why would it be 45 degrees outside and -7 inside?
Because it keeps the cold in.
It's not going to be warm enough for a t-shirt. However, it's much warmer than being outside the igloo.
Sure.
Oh,
because
the
there's no
temperatures
wind
can
in the
reach
igloo.
-45. Okay, so it's saying so if we do it in New York City where it gets to be, 0 degrees, that means it'll be like 35 in the igloo. So
That
yes,
is
it's not-
Winter.
Good look.
Oh, but look at the fire inside that igloo. Is that a
I think
fire?
that's more of a light, but that's a good looking igloo right there.
Yeah, it is.
That's a
It's
classic
a strong
igloo.
igloo.
I think
look
this-
At
Look
that.
at that.
I
That
think
is
this
awesome.
winter, if we get a real dumping of snow, we should consider
Oh,
doing an episode from a snow fort.
Yeah, I would do that. We
Nicole?
make the fort.
I have reservations, but I'm
Oh.
open to it.
What are your reservations?
I made a
For
snow
two?
fort. I made a snow fort when I was a kid, and I made it like wide enough, and it was very cool.
For a tripod?
It was,
Wide enough,
No, it was-
baby.
it was nice, and I like went in there, and then I was inside there, and I was like, "Whoa, this is pretty sick." And then it collapsed on me, and I almost perished.
Well, see, that's where the problem
It's
would lie.
Very
it would
scary when you can't breathe.
That's
It-
the problem
would
of
not
being an only child.
collapse.
Is that moment. Is that you don't have anybody there to like help you know that your ceiling is a bit too thin. You need to pack on some more reinforcement.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You need somebody. You need like.
But it
yeah,
taught
you
me
need two people.
it taught me a lesson to never
Trust
go in
anyone.
an igloo. Yeah, don't trust yourself, man.
Don't trust yourself. To never trust yourself to be able to do a good job.
Measure
think-
twice, cut once.
I think I do bouncy house.
Oh,
I really do because I like bouncy houses. I also think that they're like so treacherous they might actually teach some lessons.
oh
like
yeah,
crew. The
Like,
only time
don't
he's-
wish for the bouncy house.
the only, yeah. Yes.
yeah.
I definitely tear my ACL on it at least twice a
Yeah.
month. but,
Well, your strong knees would do quite well in a bouncy house
I
situation.
mean, it's not working in either facility. So,
Yeah.
but crew
Might as well have loose ground underneath you at all times.
bouncy ground, bouncy. I want my knee to be able to come out of place and then
Yeah.
rejoin my body.
The
But
amount of Mike Cannon's house would just be if you just stood outside of his house, you just keep hearing ah
the trees would be just wrapped in fucking ace bandages. So I
Yeah.
could just take them out whenever I get a chance. But crew, we have a bouncy house, and if you told me that when I was a child, I would have thought I was a millionaire.
Yeah.
Turns out it costs like $1 on Wayfair, and it comes with a free kid. But he went like this. He Gary Stoved out of our bouncy house because it splits but has Velcro on one of
course.
the walls, and he like went like this to lean on it and just tumbled 3 feet drop to his fucking back and was like, "What the fuck?" Like couldn't grasp
That's
it.
I think that's like 1 out of 3 kids that happens to. That happened to me for sure. I like was bouncing and I flew right the fuck out through those.
Oh,
I would
I've
wager
went
the statistics
flying
are higher.
off a trampoline. I've went flying off trampolines, or you hit the springs on the side, or you hit
Oh
at
my
one part, or
God.
your ankle
Brutal.
gets caught and you go flying, or
Yeah.
you just
or your leg goes right in between the trampoline and the wire thing. So you're like,
We used to do a thing where
Ugh.
someone would sit underneath the trampoline while we
Yeah.
jumped
Yeah,
on
yeah,
it,
yeah.
oh, so
and then
stupid.
like it would just either like you would first it'd be like whoa, I'd be like that, and then you'd get confident and like lean up, and it would just crack your
Yeah.
on your
Yeah,
just
and you'd
collapse your vertebrae.
crawl out
Herniated
panicking.
disc
Yeah,
immediately at like 6. You're like, why did I do that?
Dude, when I was younger, I knew this kid. His name was Jason. He lived around the block, and he didn't have that many friends. But we kind of bonded over Star Wars. So he was like a friend, but he was like,
A friend that you didn't show your other friends.
well,
Hidden
like he
friend.
was just a separate friend to my friends. Like they didn't.
Yeah, he's a friend that you didn't show your friends because you were embarrassed to be friends with him.
No, I brought him around, but it just didn't click. You know, when some people just don't click.
I've brought you around.
Yeah, and people go, I think we like this Mike guy. He's bringing cool dudes around. So anyway, without any further distractions to my story, no, but so he came to my house one day, and he was this very like shy, kind of timid dude, and like, he was kind of coming out of his shell at this point, and I had a above ground pool where the ladder went up like this.
Yes.
And he was standing right under it, and it went and just went bang, just hit him right in the shoulders. He went down, dude. He went crack right down on the ground.
Oh my
Huge
God.
scrape on his back. It was brutal.
And you stopped hanging out?
I think he stopped hanging out with me for sure.
Yeah.
I bet he couldn't see me without feeling like how Harry Potter, when Voldemort's around, is like, ah. his back scars were like, ow, every time I came around.
Owie! Brendan must be nigh. That's the show, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Here's the scenario.com. Check us out. Tell a friend.
YouTube.com/scenariopod, I think. Here's the Scenario is Mike Feeney, Mike Cannon, and Brendan Sagalow. Executive producers Robert Kelly and Matt Kleinschmidt for the Laugh Button Podcasts. For more information about the show, visit here'sthescenario.com.